down to him. Chingo.
Pretty much, man.
Oh, we're not. I'm just.
Okay, I was like,
I'm
we
just
can
making
start.
a mark for the film.
Oh. But yeah, crazy stuff, bro. Like, so I learned, they say sheep,
Chick.
wolf in sheep's clothing.
There's a bunch of fucking weird shit going on right now, man.
Dude.
Like it.
The pinche internet makes it possible.
But that's the thing. Like, you look how we're talking about it now. It's just like we're just shaking our head at it. Like back then, that was some shit that was like
That was taboo
have people
shit,
fucking picketing
Yeah.
and at that fucking dude's parents' house or something.
Yeah,
like,
seriously, bro, seriously.
but now it's just like, man. And then we're just chalking it up to crazy times that we fucking live in.
And I would see like the richer white Christians turn before they'll look at other Christians like, oh, you're letting the devil blah blah. But then when that happened to that dude, I read some of the comments and a lot of them were like, just pray for him. And I was like, well, where's that same sympathy for some other people? I was like, this dude's doing some shit to fucking up some kids.
About the dentist?
About the dentist, yeah.
Oh.
And there was some chick she like made a TikTok about it. And it was nice cleavage were showing, and one of the ladies that I knew. Her, she commented on it. She was like, maybe you should stop showing your breast and enticing. I'm like, you're not.
But pray for the pedophile.
I was just. That's when I was like, oh, okay. And I walk out the door with that Homer Simpson. I backed up real quick. Like,
I'm out of here.
and that's the thing too is like, people associate their faith with religion, and a bunch of like religious people are just big hypocrites, man.
yeah, and that's what fucked me up a lot with it. And I got to remember my faith isn't based on religion, but it can get intertwined easily.
Yeah.
So I'll go through roller coasters, and I feel like maybe God doesn't hear me sometimes, but then I'll see sometimes the religious folks get in it together, and I have to remember that's the human side. They'll get theirs eventually.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or in Judgment Day. So
That's what I told Jacob. I'm like, nothing ever becomes of this. And then he replied back, God knows.
yeah. And that's and I get that. I do.
Because I'm like, I was tired when he was sending me shit. It was like conspiracy, but shit how we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why this is news. Nothing's ever gonna become of it.
Yeah, for real.
And
It's
then
unfortunate.
he replied back with, well, God knows.
And I believe that, and I guess being a man of faith. Andy Mineo, I don't know if you've ever heard of that Christian rapper.
That rapper.
Bro, like, there's a song he has, Clarity, and I feel like when I first got saved again, or when my wife left, I remember it was like in October. Anyway, he was the one I was connected to. His music's dope, man. Uncomfortable album you gotta check out, but he has a song called about clarity. He's like, talks about basically all his heroes were liars just like him. He's like, I believed what you told me instead of trying to find the answers for myself. And if even if I tell that to certain people, man, they'll be like, oh, you got to do it. And I'm like, man, let me figure that out.
Yeah.
My salvation isn't based on you. Because growing up in Pentecostal church, they would talk about, you get diamonds for every soul you win. That's just, no, God's going to bless you even more. And I'm like, bro, like my salvation isn't based on you. You can't get me into hell. You can't get me into heaven.
Well, that's my argument with religion. Diamonds for
real, bro. Yeah.
And really, diamonds are not valuable.
Yeah, in heaven, yeah. Like, yeah. Do that pawn shops up in there? But yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard like it's just glass. Like we put a value on it that its value is nothing.
Two people own the diamonds. So so you have these two people that own all the diamonds in the entire world. And they release them little by little, because if they release the allotment that they have stored already,
they would hold no value.
It'll hold no value.
Wow.
There's zero value. But, gold has a value. Yeah. You can pull out as much gold as you want. It is still worth whatever the fuck it's worth. A diamond, the more that you release it, the less it is worth.
Okay.
And it's a worthless stone that got a value in the turn of the century because they were trying to convince women that they needed diamond rings for their wedding.
Oh, really? Wow. That's good shit, bro.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That's badass.
Yep.
That's badass. Dude. I didn't know that.
We're all fools to the powers that be, the elites that you hear those Bilderberg meetings. Have you heard that? So it's like a group of the most powerful people in the world, like
yes.
And then they go and they talk about, I guess, the plans for the next year or whatever. And sometimes I think like if us regular people just sat in on that, it would fucking blow our fucking mind.
No doubt, bro. And
It'd be like a sci-fi movie. Like, there's no fucking way.
yeah, they'd lose their shit.
It's a thing.
And that's why I tell my, like, man, growing up, I realized like when we'd watch TV stuff, I don't know if like, growing up you almost felt like the commercials were talking to you, or the style. Like, I remember I used to think I invented wearing ankle socks because I didn't remember much people doing it. I saw it somewhere, but what it is, those things are implanted. So we think like we're important. Like, so my man, how do I say it? When Twitter came, I've never been on Twitter, right? But I used to tell my ex-wife, man, they made that shit to make irrelevant people feel relevant.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and that's what this whole society is now. It's like, so yeah, you can make money, social media and stuff, but then you have so many people that they think like
it's a small percent of people making money on social media.
But
I get what you're saying. Like people are. I just posted a thing on my Instagram. It had like a bit apple. Mm-hmm. And it had just the perfect side in the mirror. Yeah,
and
then the apple was bitten in the back, and you're not seeing.
You're not seeing exactly.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. So even as a young man, I saw that, dude. So I gotta when I get away from social media or even TV for a while, bro, I'm more relaxed. You know, I really do. I get so consumed. I get on my kids, stay off of your social media, but then I'm on my fucking Facebook like a teenage chick. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's consuming, bro. And then, you know, and that's why you see all this political stuff, or, you know, see stuff where black people, oh no, it's, you know, we're the natives, and you see people, oh, that division's there. So the more you get consumed by it fucks up your everyday shit.
It's divide and conquer. Make us fight each other over dumb shit.
And the more I read and watch videos like we were talking about, bro, I think that's what it's meant. That's what the government wants, right?
Yeah,
instead
like,
of bringing us together,
yes,
it's, you know,
yes.
yeah. So
yeah, because then we'll figure out a better plan.
Yeah, because together we're stronger than.
Yes.
You know,
but yeah, they want us to hate a Democrat as a Republican, and then as a Republican, as a Democrat, it's vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, they want that division.
But they don't want us to know that they're both full of shit. They're both fucking eating lunch together, talking shit.
You know what Republican and Democrat is? Is the new racism. Find a way why we don't like someone else. Because we've come to the understanding now that, all right, we're just not going to just blatantly not like Mexicans. We're not going to blatantly not like black people.
We have to have a reason, yeah.
And so, okay, we're a little bit, when a lot of people are real open-minded now, like as far as races and being together and whatever. So that's not bothering people.
Yeah.
But you still, the country still needs a division somewhere, a South and a North, and it's a Democrat and a Republican.
That's good. Yeah, good point. Because in the '90s we had the gang wars, and we still have gang wars, but they don't publicize that as much because it's not beneficial. And I hate to even sound like, but yeah, it's not beneficial to the mainstream media. You know? It's not beneficial.
It's not beneficial to the government either be mentioning that, because depending on where these gangs are at, they're like, oh, they're Democrats, they're Republicans, and then it goes back to going back and forth. Everything will always be Democrat or Republican if it needs it or not.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, just like the shithole cities, the cities like in California that are completely shit shows. We're like, oh, that's just a Democrat-run city.
Yeah, that's all you hear. Yeah,
and that shouldn't be okay, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy.
As your view as being a Republican, that shouldn't be okay. That because that's America.
Yes,
that's in the United States, man.
There you go.
Everything that we have is ours.
Yeah. And there's there you go. That's what I was trying to get at. So
it's like, okay, whatever happened to the land of the free and the American dream? Like, it's like they want to eat that up and then divide us for whatever fucking reason that's coming.
Yeah, and growing up, you read about the Civil War. Oh, that'll never happen again. It's like, dude, we've been living in a Civil War ever since. It's a divided thing, and it's crazy.
There's a book I have, and it's called the 11 States of America, and it's the different regions of the United States and why we will never get along with each other.
Never,
ever.
Okay.
So on Lubbock, we're right on a fringe. We're actually Appalachian.
Okay.
We have a Appalachian mindset of the way that you should be as a person.
Okay.
Also on this other fringe, we're Norteños too, and so obviously we're both.
Yeah.
You all three of us are both.
Yeah.
We're American. we do everything America, and we have this. But then also at the same time, when it's Mexican, we're like, oh shit, we're fucking Mexican too, right? At the exact same time, it's going back and forth. I could be having conversation in Spanish, talk to you in English, boom, 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 respond back in Spanish, and it's a normal to me. That's living normal. To that person, that's not normal. To this person, that's not normal, because I just spoke 2 different languages to satisfy both of y'all.
Yeah. That's crazy.
There's a lot of people that ride on that median, like hood and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like how you explained to us.
I think that story of my life was I was right in the middle. Grow up the hood, the north side, hub homes, and all that shit. Stuck with that, and then the white side. Now I wasn't for money; they were country, but I was. It's just crazy. I always felt like that, and people always ask me. They don't think I'm white. And they still to this day they're like, "No, you're not white." And so I identify as Hispanic, and that's who I am. Yeah. But it's just crazy, like house division just everywhere. Everywhere. I even wrote that in that one of that verses on that last song, that Seeking, or it's like that Tupac feel, basically. That song. I was like, how are we supposed to build each other up when we're living divided? It's hard.
Since you're here, the both of y'all, I've always taken pride in your friendship because you've never ever been able to persuade Eric either way. Eric's always thought for himself.
Yeah, and that's badass though. Yeah, I like that.
He's always thought for himself, and it's like well, this side or this side, pick and choose, and he's like, fuck, I don't have to pick either side. Just go this way. That's ever since I've known Eric that he's like that.
Yeah, I believe that.
And your friendship, you've always been true to who you are. Like, you've been, like, I brought it up on your podcast how we were all getting fucked up at parties, and you're talking to people about God and Jesus. Yeah. But that's always been you.
Yeah.
Like, it's never been anything else or anything different from that.
And man, when you said that last podcast, it kind of helped me open my eyes to that, because man, I'm a people pleaser, and then going to counseling, I realized, man, that's not healthy. Because sometimes you try to make everybody else feel comfortable with you. So it explains why I would do stupid shit like that. Yeah. Now, but at the same time, I remember telling my counselor, I was like, but when I remember telling him about y'all guys, a group of people, like when we around you and Jacob Signs and certain people, I'd like, I didn't do it necessarily for attention. I did it because those are like people, and they're like, yeah, and that's what you have to learn, that balance. Yeah. You can go to the ends of the earth for people you truly care about, but some people that don't give a fuck about you, you don't have to treat them the same way.
No, not at all.
And I'm learning that, but it's still hard because I'm a fucking Care Bear. I really am, bro. Like,
and the people that will expect that from you, and not give shit back to you.
That happened, and and I'm learning. I will say I'm proud of the fact that I might let it happen to me 3 times, but after that I'm like, no more.
Yeah.
And so one day I'll get there where I won't let it happen more than once. And that's why even when I was writing that, I was like, dude, what inspires me about y'all is like, like you said, y'all true to yourselves. Y'all love each other for who you are. You can try to persuade him, but he's not going to budge. But that's your brother. The world's not like that. Like, I can go on. I could probably come on here for 4 episodes and tell you about the people that did me wrong, and that's why I tell you that first time. I was like, man, I should listen to you. But everything happens for a reason, because I didn't listen to Michael, Scoot, my brothers. So it's like the people that were really important to me, I wasn't listening to. Yeah. And the people that I try to be there for, they were the ones that did me wrong. And it's all good. You live and learn.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a life lesson. You live and you learn.
Yes,
and like, you needed to do that. Now the consequence. Okay, and then you needed to do that, but the consequence, sometimes you didn't want the consequence.
Yeah,
but it was a necessity.
And as you say that, Eric, that's my whole life, bro. Football. I didn't want to go play with Jacob, and then I thought of the consequence. I thought too negative. Thought too much. So I'm an overthinker to a hazard. So
what do you mean you didn't want to go play?
Man.
Like, you just thought you'd get hurt?
I thought I'd get hurt. I didn't think I was good enough. That's where the stuff that I've struggled my adulthood, it started then. Because, Jacob, man, I love Jacob. He went and he would tell us, like, man, I can go, y'all should go. But I was too afraid of, like, I wasn't good enough. I'd get hurt. The same thing with wrestling. Kearney State at the time in Nebraska.
But let's just keep it real, bro.
Yeah.
Like, your skill and your talent in wrestling could have got you.
Exactly. And man,
it didn't even have to be football. Like, your fucking wrestling alone.
And I guess the voice in my head said I couldn't do it, bro. And my Mike was always encouraging me. So I had the support system, but I think I wanted to be in the coaching aspect of it. I wanted to make you great, like somebody else great. Let me put the spotlight on you so I don't have to worry about the shittiness of me. So in counseling, I've kind of learned, and I'm still going through it, but yeah, bro, Kearney State, they don't give scholarships, but like when my daughter going to college now, I'm like, dude, we should have tried, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't believe in myself. So, and then I look at the kids at Wayland now, Eric, they're heavyweights. I'm like, Sugar Bear would mop their fucking asses up quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Even with me, I'm like, dude, me being half diabetic and a smoker for 20 years, I'd run tables around these dudes, but I didn't have that belief in myself back then. So maybe, like, what does Jay-Z say? Maybe Hov goes through that, so you don't have to go through that, you know? And so seeing my daughter, like, gets discouraged and, Dad, I don't think I'm good enough to even be part of the team. I was like, you're doing it. You're already on, like,
yeah, you're there.
You beat that. Yeah, you're there. And he was like, you have nothing to live up to your dad's expectation. Be you. So if I can go back and tell Thomas, people would always tell me I was good, and I knew we were good, but at the same time, the shit that I was boiling inside that I didn't know goes back to my parents' divorce. My brothers beating the shit out of me. So why would I always want to be at your house? Because I didn't have to deal with them, you know? So, and once I started dealing with that, that's why I would drink more and started smoking weed. And I didn't get into coke, but I did it a couple of times and I didn't like it. But then I caught myself hanging around people that I was like, dude, that's not you, you know? So when I didn't go to college and I didn't do the things I knew I should have done, I was like, okay, you can pout about it the rest of your life or you can help somebody. So as soon as my daughter graduated, it's like, your ass is going to college. And you figure out after that. So, but no regrets. I'm glad, you know, like you said, I had to go through it. Do I regret losing certain homeboys? No. I'm a Care Bear. You know, you fuck me over, I give you every chance. When I cut you off, you know it's good. Like, you know, Ariel, man, I love that dude. That was my little brother. It's the one that did me wrong. And you know, you used to tell him, like, bro, what the fuck you thinking? It was not Captain Save-A-Ho. It's like, man, I wanted him to see that you don't have to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it bit me in my ass. But no disrespect to him, because rest in peace, that's my little brother. Always. Brothers butt heads. Hell, I didn't talk to you for almost 20 or 15 years until you said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, hey, I'm still here. And I'll never forget it. And I was like, thank you for that. And you know, so you live and learn. But, yeah, you got to go through it. And I wish would I want to go through it again? Nah. I don't wish it upon y'all or nobody, but it's only going to make us better if we allow it to.
Yeah.
And I'm trying.
Yeah, so. You know, the little meme I showed you, can't stay stupid forever.
Yeah, for real.
If you don't know if you think that you're not, you weren't stupid back in the day, you're still stupid.
Yeah. And that hit me. I was like, that hit my heart. That was so real. For real, bro. But that's why, like, some people are like, are you getting back with your ex? I was like, no. I was like, I'm not. I've learned, you know.
Yes.
But I try to be a good man for my daughter, because I want my daughters to see
but
that,
that's
you know?
the thing. Like, you still have to keep it 100 with your ex because your
for
kids.
my kids, and for my grandkids, because I think of that. Like, God willing, I'll be here when they have kids. My gay ones, she can have puppies. They're my gay.
Fucking it. And on that note, y'all ready to start the show?
Let's get it.
That's badass. Salute, man.
Oh, here we go, man.
Cheers, you sexy bastard.
Cheers,
Thank you very much, guys. San Antonio.
Yeah, you gotta learn to crawl before you walk, son. You gotta learn to crawl before you walk.
Motherfucker, 122 proof.
Cut. Damn, whoa, shit. Let me see Jesus for a second. What was I thinking? Like,
no, not Jesus.
It was Jews and booze.
You're watching. You went to go see David.
Man, yeah.
All right, man.
That was nice.
Let's start the show.
John Eric. Media.
Okay, here we go.
All you ladies, pull your chi-chis out. This is the JP Lopez Show. Also, if you're a transgender, pull your pecker out. This is the JP Lopez Show.
Welcome back to the JP Lopez Show. We just got Thomas a sippy cup.
Apparently, this is his first time trying whiskey that's not 80 proof.
God almighty, bro.
No, he had some at the house when you came by.
But you had already got me drunk by then.
It was just a little zip.
I thought that was like tea or something. I was like, God almighty. No warning. Thanks, JP.
Shout out to my boy Manuel with the Lubbock Bourbon Society. He asked me about this bottle. He's like, "You ever heard of Jews and Booze?" And I thought he was playing. And I'm like, "That's gonna get me canceled, man." And no, he's like, "No, they're a bourbon group and they've got some pretty good shit." And he got, I think, like 8 bottles. I ordered one.
Wow.
And yeah, I tried it, and as soon as I tried it, I texted Eric. I was like, "Dude, there's some shit you need to try."
That woke me up.
Oh yeah, man. The jujus.
That's some good shit, huh?
Hell yeah, it was actually.
So I don't even know what bottle it is, because that's the Facebook group, the bourbon group. It's called Jews and Booze.
Man, I like that. That is,
But they made their own pick, and
are they local or
No,
No, okay,
no.
that's cool. That is real cool though.
to be honest with you, I think they're out of Amarillo.
And this bottle's from New Jersey.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know where it's sourced from. I don't know what bottle that is.
Non-chilled.
But they sure as shit put their sticker on it like it was theirs.
Yeah, no. They sure did. It's a limited
L'chaim.
That's how I sounded when I took that sip.
I know you say you're like shalom.
So to the listeners, we just took a shot before we started the show, and Thomas
He got slapped.
he
in
got a
the
little
face.
choked up.
Man, bro, it brought tears to my eyes. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Well, it wasn't a shot; it was just a zip.
It's a sipper.
It reminded me how old I'm getting, man. Wow, it's good stuff though.
So what's up, guys, man? Happy to fucking have y'all back.
Happy to be here, brother. Happy to be here.
I been trying like a motherfucker to set a time to get Eric on the YouTubes, and we finally got him on.
Here we are.
Yeah, my
Like
work
the hat.
schedule's been all fucked up.
Oh yeah,
But what's going on, Eric?
Oh man, nothing much. Man, you've been working a whole bunch, huh?
Shit, dude, I live at that motherfucker.
Boodle overtime.
Uncle Sam's like, "Hey, when do we get paid?"
Yeah, when do
Hey, you were late last time, bro. Yeah, no, I go home to take naps during the week. I go home at 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock. I eat, go to sleep, and then go back to work again at 5:30
You
in
got
the
to get
morning.
him in when you can. Yes, sir. Cat naps are the best.
They're like, no, you go to sleep. No, let's just take a nap.
Yeah,
It was a quick nap.
I'm gonna take a nap, come right back. Yeah. If they would put beds in our fucking
Bro.
office, shit.
I actually asked the boss man when we were doing the renovation to the facility that I go, hey, can you put like a little dormitory in here? He was like, no, why? No. And I was like, and he was like, oh, you're serious? And I was like, yeah, man, I had to go drive all the way back home to go to sleep, and I could stay here and sleep.
Can I just get one of those roll-out beds real quick? Roll-out couch?
Bro, we're coming home. It's probably like 4 a.m. Drunk as piss, like drunker than shit. And
Was that yesterday?
this was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And Eric is like, "Hey, take me to work, man." And I was like, "You don't go to work till 8, bro." He goes, "Bro, if I'm not at work, I'm not gonna wake up to go to work." He's like, "I'm just gonna go sleep at work." I was like, "What the fuck?"
He was dead.
And he was dead ass serious, man. I fucking drop him off at work, and I see him go in, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Might as well, right?
Responsible drinking. That's responsible drinking. I tried that at Wiener Schnitzel, but they sent me home. Now get out of here, you're drunk, Thomas.
And they're like, you don't even work here.
You worked here 7 years ago. goddamn.
I woke up with chili on my dick.
They was like, wait a minute.
Did you fuck the chili?
Again.
We made love.
That's that secret sauce. I did that at Wiener Schnitzel. Ain't that a bitch?
They didn't want to give me a bed back there.
He woke up with fucking weenies in his mouth and shit.
He was all putting his pecker in buns.
Toasted.
Toasted. There were the mini buns.
You want it toasted?
Slaps a pickle on there.
I thought y'all were closed. This motherfucker making to go orders and shit.
Who wants a dick pic?
God dang.
Shout out to Wiener Schnitzel.
So what's up with you, Thomas?
Man, I'm getting there, brother.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Fuck yeah.
It's been a good week, brother. Just going through it, man.
Yeah.
Life throws its obstacles, and I do my hurdles.
Oh, I know, man. We talked earlier. If it's not one thing, it's another. That's what fucking life is all about.
Exactly.
It's what you save money for, because
Yeah.
fucking shit's gonna go to shit.
I'm learning that, brother. Yeah, but other than that, blessed, brother. Man, getting
Yeah.
there. You know.
Fuck yeah. Hell
getting
yeah.
there, bro.
This was the longest week I've
Yeah.
it was so long, and I think it was all the delays, cancellations. I'm still doing me, but everybody else is doing them, and then
yeah.
some clients don't show up, got to reschedule. The kids can't go to work. Coworkers are like, "Hey, kids don't go to." I'm like, I'm just there, doing whatever. And then it was so slow, no one shows up, and you're
And
like,
then, but half the week was like negative butt ass degrees, and then the other half is like 70. You're like,
That's Lubbock for you,
what
bro.
the
Yeah.
fuck?
yeah, like 75 today.
Yeah. And I'm wearing a sweater on a hot day, and I was in shorts and chanclas like when it was 20
When it was
degrees.
cold.
Bro, I'm sick.
He's just dressed for fashion.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
So, I wanted to ask, are you afraid of death?
Now, excuse me. Now, no. And I think, man, when I was younger, yeah, you go through the anxieties of not knowing what's after, what's next. Being a young father, I was scared losing my kids, but I'm not afraid of death. My faith, sometimes I question, like, man, am I doing enough? Am I right?
Yeah.
God, what's next and stuff. But sometimes I go through the roller coasters. I'm like, man, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I'm okay with it. But no, yeah, I'm not no more, bro.
So-
I'm okay. I'm at peace, I think.
And not to put you on blast or in the spotlight, but you in your biggest heyday of smoking weed, did that give you anxiety about death? Because I hear that a lot from
maybe. To be honest with your viewers, man, and listeners, I was the definition of a smoker. Like that was my addiction. That's the battle that I'll always have, and I know that. I guess at first, yeah, because when you first smoke weed, those that do know, it's kind of like the munchies, and you're kind of like, oh, funny, and then paranoid, like, oh, it's kind of a funny thing. But over the years, when I basically smoked bud like it was cigarettes to calm me down, relax, and take my frustrations away. So it never really got me paranoid too much, but I live across from a school. So, yeah, I was, smoking in the backyard, and so I was kind of worried about that. But now, throughout these years, even when I, dabble in it, because that's always been my struggle, but it doesn't necessarily make me paranoid.
No.
About life, like what's next.
The reason why I ask is because one of my favorite comedians, he's a huge weed smoker.
Okay.
You talk about wake and bake. He's waking up to dabs.
Oh, yeah, see.
And then gummies or
yeah,
edibles.
edibles, yeah.
It's like 200, 500 milligram edibles. That's his tolerance. And he just recently was saying that when he gets high, he gets real paranoid and gets anxiety.
But he probably smokes that. And edibles and dabs, bro, like dabs is obviously straight THC.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I got, growing up, I was a pothead. I got into the whole Sublime and Bob Marley and the 420 and all that crap. But I kind of got out of it or fell off towards when the edibles and the hydro started coming out. Because I grew up with what they call Reggie. You get the regular bud, you spend $50 for a zip, and now it's about $200 or depending on who you know.
But I know what you're saying because I do know a few people that smoke weed and they will not touch all this new age shit.
And to give a little backstory to that, man, about 7 years ago when I first got separated, I was working out at a place here, and my little cousin had gave me one of those pens, like a pen to hit.
Vape pen?
Vape pen, and I've never been the biggest fan of them. I chose to smoke blunts. I always blame Tupac and Bone, man. They always got me into that crap. But he gave me some, and I don't know if I had an anxiety attack. Excuse me, that liquor got me good. I had like an anxiety attack or something. I was working by myself, and next thing I know, bro, I'm on the floor. My hands are up like I was like having a heart attack.
That's what I was gonna ask. I've had one anxiety attack in my whole life, and it's brought me so much anxiety from that because I honestly thought I was having a heart attack. And I was at my old job.
That's no joke.
And it was probably like 5 a.m. I was on an overnight shift, coming off, about to get off of work at 6, and I didn't know what was happening to me. Like I was just. And I was like, oh, I started praying. I was like, this is it.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
I'm going to go. This is it. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm in the chair and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, cause it had passed and I had no idea what the fuck that was. And it was an anxiety
That
attack.
was your very first one ever?
That was the first and only, but it brought me so much anxiety after that because I didn't want to do that again.
I had never experienced one until my daughter.
But
did
it came out of nowhere.
Exactly. And I never knew what you'd hear anxiety and stuff, and I just thought I was frustrated and irritable all the time.
Yeah.
And my daughter had one at church one time. She came in and like she looked white as can be, and she's like, "Daddy," and then passed out. And I was like, I got scared shitless, man. I didn't know what to do, and took her. We got her better, but I took her to the doctor, and they're like, she might be having anxiety. And I was like, okay. I didn't want to get her on pills, so the more I looked into it, I was like, man, that's why I smoke bud, because when I was younger, they wanted to put me on some pills. I didn't know for what, for anger issues or anger stuff that I was going through. And that's kind of where I substituted it with the weed. Now I abused it and shit like that. But yeah, when I first, I've had anxiety issues due to my gallbladder, and I don't know if you ever.
Yeah.
That's no joke, bro.
That was the worst pain ever, bro.
So they had to take mine out, and I still got that stent in. I got to get it out, but I'll get these little sharp pains. And about a month ago, I was watching TV, bro, and I had one. It was the craziest one ever. Everything went black, and I was like, what the heck? I got up, took my sweater out. I don't remember doing it, but whoever was there saw me, and I was like, what the hell? So anxiety is a bitch, man, but, you know, it is what it is.
Wow.
Are you afraid of dying?
Oh, no.
No?
I live for my surroundings, for my people. But I often, it's a joke, but it's not. I was like, I'm down to my last life, and I'm ready if I need it. It's in the back pocket. And sometimes, you know, when I'm trying to motivate people or whatever, I was like, dude, I would literally die for that right now. Like die. Like if I needed to, like say, you know, you're playing football or whatever. Your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. I will die for Patrick Mahomes. I would die for Joe Burrow. And I'm not kidding. Yeah. Like if I was on the football field and that's what I needed to do, I would literally do it.
Like you're his lineman. And
Yes.
Yes.
So you'd be the one that you'd want to go, you know, having the foxhole with. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
dude,
loyal,
I'm like,
loyal, yeah.
yes, I that's what I was there for, and I'm ready for it if it's called upon.
Yeah, but that's how you've always been, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
You got to,
Yeah.
full force all the time. Now some of it was used, you know, dumbly, I guess, if I could say that. Yeah. But if it's a legitimate moment, that's it, and I would like my everything past 30 years old for me has been a bonus. I live on bonus time, and bonus could be another 40, 50 years, or it could be next week. But just know that I did everything that I could to keep on keeping on.
Good shit.
Ramos always says that. He's like, we are only here because of our mom's prayers, because dude, we did a lot of dumb shit in our day. But I'll let you know, in my 20s, I was so scared of dying, bro. I didn't even want to think about dying. I was just, it was a fear, a pan. It was everything all at once. I was so afraid of it. And I guess, I don't know if I chalk my reasoning just to growing older, but as I progressed in my 30s every year, it was less and less of a fear. And now I'm like you, man. If I get called home, then it's my time, and I'm at peace. It's gonna suck that if I do get called home early for, you know, whoever still loves me here on this earth, I'm sure it's gonna suck for them. But
that worry will always be there. But when you're at peace with it, you know that they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Did I do enough? Is what I ask myself. So that keeps me trying to keep doing better.
Yeah.
You know, have I done enough? The old Garth Brooks, if tomorrow never comes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a reminder, and by all means, could I have done better? Definitely. Did I waste a lot of times? Definitely.
But do you want to be buried or cremated?
It's almost like the new thing to do. Everybody gets cremated, saves money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. A lot of people. I know. My dad was.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Well, I know it's cheap, but more and more people are doing it.
Dude,
Because
I
I'm
hear
hearing
it all the time, dude.
For real?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I went to a funeral last night, and the service was cremation, and
I've only been to one service, and it was Mike's mom. That I'm lying. Chris's mom.
Married?
And I couldn't understand because I was like, after the church was over, I was like, so where are we going, or where's the barricade? And they were like the motorcade, and
There wasn't one.
no, there wasn't one.
it seems more common, bro. And a lot of it's because it's cheaper, but I think like my mother wants to be cremated, and over the years as a kid I used to write it down because I was a kid. I was single mom. I was the baby. Her protector, still am. I used to write down like, "Hey, mom, what do you want?" And she always wanted, she's like, "If you get old, you can take care of me. Just have my cigarettes and my chocolate and my beer." So as she's gotten older, that's what I make sure.
Yeah.
So, and she wants to be cremated, and I'm like, okay. My dad wants, so I have his ashes. Cheryl.
Your dad was cremated?
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was.
So I guess I didn't hear your response. Do you want to be cremated?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, the old smoker in me says, tell my daughter, light one up, roll me in there, and no, yeah, I think I do, bro. Just so they can always have me. Now I don't know because my faith part. Growing up, they would tell me, no, that your body needs to be there, blah blah blah. So I think my spirit is where it's going to go. So,
What about you?
Well, so I'm going to get buried for sure.
Okay.
And so religion, obviously my religion growing up was Catholic. Yeah. Do I 100% practice it, follow it? Not to the spiritual side of it, but for culturally, I do.
Okay.
I view being Mexican Catholic as being part of being Mexican.
Yeah.
So I want everything to be done culturally, in which involves the church. So I want the church to be in that. Now, am I like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to read the Bible every day. I'm gonna have to go to church. I don't. I'm not. And but I needed to get married that way. Yeah. I'm going to get buried that way.
Nice.
If I need to do another sacrament, I don't know what else I have left. I think only death is left on the list. I got all my sacraments. I'm baptized. But I just don't go in there. I don't feel like, this is what I have to do and base my decisions off of it. So that saying, I'm still going to get buried, and I've already had a plot where I'm going to get buried if I want to use that. And I bet I've had that plot for 15 years.
Oh, nice. Yeah, paid for and just
it's already there. My parents bought, I think, 9 or 10 spots at Rest Haven.
Oh, nice. Really?
Is it Rest Haven? No, the one that's in Woodrow. What's that one called?
The Lubbock
Peaceful
Cemetery?
Garden?
Peaceful Gardens.
Garden. Yeah, that's more most.
No,
of them.
Lubbock Cemetery is the east side, right?
Yeah.
Buddy,
so Peaceful Gardens, and I already have 2 family members. I got I don't know exactly what he would be to me, but he was my dad's nephew. Okay. So maybe my cousin, right?
Yeah.
He was my cousin. And he was older, a young old. So I think I was like 22 or 23 when he died, and he was 55.
Okay, yeah.
And nobody put any money to get him buried. And so my mom was like, just give him one of the plots.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, I'll put him at the end, because he was so concerned that if my mom had passed away randomly or whatever, that they were going to have to bury her next to the white guy.
He was thinking.
And she's going to be so mad, why'd you put me here for?
I'm going to have to hear it in heaven for eternity.
So
I smell baloney, cabron.
So we put my
I smell raisins in the
we put
potato salad.
my cousin there, and then my dad's right next to my cousin, and so now there's the spot right next to
the old school span. That's how
Yeah.
my parents or grandparents were. They're all buried out there. My uncle but as we got older, I guess we were just poorer, and it was the common thing to just cremate. So I think I'll leave it up to my daughters if they want to bury me. But if they say, Dad, what do you want? if you want to cremate me, keep me. Like I have some of my dad's ashes, giving them to most of the brothers and sisters. I've taken them to Colorado where he was born and did that emotional stuff, spread some out. And
I want to be cremated, bro. I've made that decision years ago that I wanted to be cremated, and I want to somehow, some way, figure out a way who's in charge of my ashes to spread them all over Jones Stadium.
Seriously,
Yeah,
all of them.
it's half of me at least. Shit.
And then you can get spread out at the ballpark.
That's kind of same here. The ballpark. I'd make sure by the cheerleaders so you can see them all. Good view. Go Red Raiders.
So I can always look up at them.
like that meme or the video we were talking about. That cheerleaders all like that. He's all.
Yeah, that would be me, bro. I tried out at Kowalski's. They kicked me off.
He's all smelling his fingers like, what the fuck?
He was like, wow.
I wouldn't even hit it. I would have been off.
And he hangs out with her every single day, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And so he's still batty on it.
She must have a boyfriend, bro. Because you spend all that time with her, you gotta think that she has an attraction to him. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And that happens often. Like your cheerleaders, the male and the female, like their partner will end up getting together.
Yeah, all the time you spend with them.
Yeah, you spend you're both attractive.
Yeah.
And so and then you'll do anything for her. You would die for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Die for that pussy.
like if you're in command of her and she's up and something happens and she's about to fall, you would literally sacrifice yourself.
Oh, yeah. You have to in that situation. Yeah.
To make sure she has the best opportunity to be okay.
Well, unless she's a chingona.
She ain't gonna be up top.
You should have knew better.
And those are not supposed to be on top.
Yeah. Those are the ones that hold the base. We're doing the pyramid on her.
Hey, so we go to the Texas Tech games, and what's on the football field is not always the best product.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately.
But the cheerleaders and the Pomp Squad are, right?
They've always,
Always, all the time. They're not only are they just smoking hot, they also do their job better than everybody else.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They are really good at their job. So that saying, I went to South Bend, Indiana with Domingo to go to a Notre Dame football game.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
And everybody's, the cheerleaders are dancing in front of you. You're going to check them out. It's timeout or whatever, and to do their little routines. And I bet I saw 0 girls on both teams that could have attempted to be on Texas Tech for 2 reasons. One, they just sucked, right?
Oh, okay.
And 2, the hottest one was a 6.5.
Oh, really?
Notre Dame and Wake Forest. They had the ugliest cheerleaders I've ever seen in my entire life. Dude, they couldn't even fucking jump to do splits in the air, dude.
Well, Notre Dame, you're kind of asking for that, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you need like a fucking 8.0 to get into the fucking school.
Yeah, and
so
I think Wake Forest is not that easy.
It's hard to be
get
pretty.
into.
So granted, if you are a real pretty, smart chick, you're not going to want to be a fucking cheerleader.
No, hell no.
So Notre Dame's kind of excused, but fucking Wake Forest, I don't know about them.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, though.
Yeah, dude, I bet this cheerleader that they had weighed close to 2 bills.
You'll put her in at linebacker.
Wake Forest, bro. And I was like, this chick ain't doing.
She came out at halftime all strapped
I was
up.
like, this chick would have walked up and like tried out for Texas Tech, and they were like, "What are you doing here?"
She's like, I'll play defensive end if y'all don't put me on the pom-pom
Put her in
squad.
66 scat. Fill in the hole.
Hey, I told a 66 scat story yesterday to a 16-year-old, right?
66 scat.
Because he goes to Cooper, right? And I was like, man, I remember playing against Cooper. We beat him 54-0.
I just wanted you to know.
We couldn't wait to play Cooper, right?
No,
'Cause we
I know.
beat the fuck out of
Let's
him.
smoke the brakes on those motherfuckers.
Now.
Hey, dude, and I was like, I go, so we're running a play. And I'm telling you, when Matt Porras, he completed a ball to Tremaine Johnson
Oh, yeah.
that broke the state record for most passing yards in a game. But then I had a penalty, and it was the last play of the quarter, the third quarter, and we didn't get to play the fourth quarter. None of us starters went in the fourth quarter. We were winning 54 to nothing.
Oh, crap.
And he's so mad. He's like, Coach, put me, and then he got mad at me because what I did, I was in the huddle, and he clearly said 66 scat. I heard 66 screen. So I snapped the ball.
Mistake.
I fucking,
My bad.
I go, boom, boom, and then I freaking run out, right? Dude, I'm running down the fucking field, and I'm like, where the fuck is everybody
Where's
at?
everybody at? Yeah.
And then I turn around, and the football is coming at me. And, like, I could have, like, caught it. And I was like, what the fuck is the football coming at me for, right? I moved, and Bear caught it, right? He was like, boom. And I was like, oh, shit. So I just started running down the field blocking for him. Dude. He got, like, 70 yards on that play. And then when he gets tackled, I'm picking him up. He goes, hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing down here? I go, it wasn't 66 screen? He goes, nah, dog, it was 66 scat. And I turn around, and everybody's like this on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, pours out. I hate you, sugar bear.
Oh, dude, he was so mad.
bet.
He goes, dude,
And
I
then-
broke the state record, blah, blah, blah.
And then Eric turned around, he's all, and I died for that shit
I
too.
died for that. Dude, I was about to die for Charmaine Johnson.
Man, y'all were bad. That's good shit, bro. I remember that. Yeah, y'all had the number one offense, if I'm right.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
well, that
Passing
same
offense.
season was the most passing yards and touchdowns in state history up to that point.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure Kyler Murray's broken it, and
Nowadays,
whoever else, yeah. But it's but up to that time it was 4,000 plus yards receiving or passing, and then Tremaine had over 2,000.
Yeah, man. Barry, I remember
And
those days.
21 touchdowns. He had Roy Williams. I have a newspaper clipping. Roy Williams that went to UT, and he went to the Detroit, and he went to the
Lions and
Cowboys.
Yeah.
He was second place on that list with
Behind Bear, right?
behind Tremaine. He had like 17, 1,800 yards.
Is he Lee or Permian?
It was Permian. It was Permian.
Permian.
Because Cedric Benson was Lee.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And he had 17 touchdowns. I was like, man, Charmaine, and that's because he went all the way to state. So all those extra games.
So he had extra games. Yeah.
He had like 6 extra games.
Yeah, y'all were real prolific, dude. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember going back to how you talking about Cooper. Remember our senior year, we played him homecoming. I blocked a field goal, and in the paper it says Thomas Rivers blocked a field goal, but I stumbled and fell into.
Oh shit! I don't remember that.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make the field goal. He was going to kick it, but I stumbled. I was like, yeah, I blocked the field goal. It was like 40. We beat him we showed him out. Yeah, back to back.
Yeah.
I the one thing that I do remember by me and you being on the field together, because we weren't on the field together
A
lot because I was offense. I was defense. Your offense.
yes, sir.
But I can't remember what game it was, and they fumbled in the end zone.
Hobbs, New Mexico.
And you I was like, yeah, like
I
there's my
stole it from
touchdown.
him.
And when I fall on it, I fall on Thomas. I was like, you motherfucker.
I remember when Thomas scored a touchdown.
It was Hobbs, New Mexico, bro.
Instead of like congratulating him, fucking hitting him in his helmet, I'm like, you bitch.
Because the week before you did that to Paul Trevino at Randall. I relived this. I was on defense the first 2 games. Me and Tony Chabuco were the defensive ends, and you were. I'll never forget because you were you and damn, who was the other starting 2-tip?
Henry.
Henry, yeah, that's right, Garza.
Garza.
So y'all 2, and then it was me and Chabuco. That first game, Randall, we shut him out. We kicked their ass. And Paul, I had tackled the quarterback, and the ball flew out. And I remember you went to grab it, and Paul did the same crap. He got the fumble, and you're all punching him. And the ref thought the other team. I was like, fucking, but it was Hobbs, bro, because my dad was there. They had stopped us on the 1 yard line on offense.
I was Elmer Fudd, fucking money signs in my eyes. I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah,
touchdown.
bro, he was like,
and I
fucking
remember
Thomas.
just dropping my whole body to fucking fall on that ball, and I fall on top of you. I was like, you motherfucker.
It was like a movie instead of congratulate me. He's like, God, that was my. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you score 2 touchdowns that season? Did you pick one up and run?
I should have scored, but I got tackled like on the 2 yard line.
Oh, okay.
That Hobbs, I was just a fumble. Like he should. Yeah. We shared the touchdown.
We shared.
I remember you hit you were the 2 tech. You hit the center, and I sound like Uncle Rico, but man, JP hit the tailback, bro, and that ball just flipped out. So we both saw it, and I remember it's like slow motion. It was just me and him. Of course, the other team was there, but JP went and I got it, and he was like, "Motherfucker!" But yeah, and the other one, I can't remember what game it was, because I stopped playing the third versus Canyon. Coach switched me for Boat, but I think it was Canyon. I was running it back, and the smoker in me got caught and just fell. So 1.5 touchdowns.
But you were better. You were better on defense. I kind of hate it when they moved you to offense.
Sanders, and Sanders, he apologized years later, Big Sanders, because he was real close to Chabuco, and he didn't
I see that fucker in the sauna all the time.
No shit.
Yeah. He goes up there
smelling like
in
biscuits.
He's at the pool too.
Yeah, and he apologized later because he was the assistant wrestling coach at Lovakai, and during state he pulled me. Shout out to Coach Sanders, bro. He got me to wrestle senior year at state because I missed weight. And you know how they give you about an hour? So I'm cutting weight, throwing up, taking a shit, spitting, everything, and I couldn't get it, bro. And I was down. Every time I go back, I was over. And so
how much were you over? Like
originally 2 pounds. But see, in junior, I could cut 10 pounds in a day because I had all this water weight, baby fat, and so I could spit and sweat. And my brothers put trash bags on me and shit.
It was all dick, right?
All penis, all balls. So I was the last time they came in there, you got 5 minutes. So I go in and they're like, "You're 1 pound over," and I'm just crying, bro. Wrestling's my life. It's my senior year. I was hurt that year, and so I'm going, dude. I'm throwing up, and I'm like, "God, please, blah blah." Long story short, I go for the last time. Coach Sanders, man, he steps up. The guy doing the weigh-in was a black guy, and Coach goes, "I go up my brother," and he's like, "Oh, blah blah." He just sweet talking him, this and this and that, and he goes, "Yeah, this is my boy right here. He's been through blah blah blah." And he goes, so I get on there, and it said like 1/2 pound still. And I was like, "I'm sorry." And that guy goes, "Step back," and I get off. He goes, "No, get back on." Step back, and I get back off. He goes, "Get on and take your heels off." And I put my heels off. He goes, "Congratulations, good luck." Bro,
damn,
I cried like a bitch.
Yeah.
And, so Coach comes up, I'm crying. I'm like, and Coach goes, he didn't. I guess he apologized. He goes, "I owe you." He goes, "You're my boy." He goes, I know, because he was like, I kept those stats. Remember how Coach had on the wall? We had those paper stats every week from our football.
Oh yeah,
Most sacks, most tackles. I hate to sound like Uncle Rico, bro. In 2 games, I had 5.5 sacks.
Yeah,
you had like 5. I remember these stats, bro. And but it was the best thing that ever happened because Henry went blind that game. He slept.
I can't see.
Dude, he was punching shit. I can't. It cut his retina or whatever. And Coach was like, "Can you play right guard?" I was like, "I play left guard." He'll switch it. And we went out there and shut out Cooper. And after that, I was starting. Spurs game, Coach was like, they tried to put me on defense. I was like, "No, I'm offense." And with pride, though, when we came back, we won the Spurs. But yeah, Coach Sanders later on, he's like, "Man, we went to state, and I just missed from placing, bro." But that foundation was there because you what, 2 years state? Or all 3 years?
No, it was my senior year.
Senior?
Yeah, and I actually didn't even get to go.
No shit.
I qualified for state. I got 4th in regionals.
I thought you qualified twice.
But I wrestled back the same guy that I already had wrestled, and they disqualified it. And so, dude, that Saturday I wrestled 6 times.
Yeah, that was on their fault. Yeah, I remember that now.
I could not breathe in El Paso, dude.
That.
I was like, I literally could not breathe, and I was so weak.
I remember that.
There was people that I would have just smoked in 30 seconds here, and I would go all 3 rounds with them. And then the guys that I probably would have beat them here. Dude, they're just manhandling.
Was it the altitude?
I guess so, dude. I was so weak. And I played a football game my senior year in El Paso, too, and I couldn't breathe out there at all.
That's exactly
I played, I played 3 sporting events out there, and I felt like shit. Hell,
probably all the Mexicans in there.
It was all the coca.
And me and Omar went to go see Notre Dame in Miami at the Sun Bowl.
Yes.
And we parked probably – not quite a mile, maybe half a mile from the stadium, and it was because it's in the mountain, right? So you have to kind of go up, dude. By the time I made it to the top of the mountain, it was like I was like, and dude, I was just freaking walking.
Damn.
Did you have issues your sophomore year with us in El Paso?
Yeah, but I didn't play a whole bunch,
but
so
still,
I didn't
you were
know.
there,
I was there. I can't remember how much I was. How powerful I couldn't breathe.
I kind of remember. That's what I was asking because I remember you had some breathing issues. That's crazy, brother.
Yeah.
And were you ever diagnosed with asthma or anything like that?
I don't have asthma. I have, which I figured out later. I haven't been diagnosed with allergies. I just know what I'm allergic to.
Same. Oh yeah.
And so
I'm allergic to you bitches.
I'm almost positive that I'm allergic to gluten. And what happens, like, let's just say that I can eat 2 slices of pizza and be cool. If I ate 4 or more, I can't breathe. If I drink Budweiser all night, in the morning I can't breathe.
Okay.
And it closes up my throat. So then I do get an inhaler and it works. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm allergic to.
Okay.
I'm allergic to the outside. If I work out on the 6th floor, dude, I can breathe for forever. Like, I don't get tired. Like, dude, literally do not get tired at all. My breathing is always perfect. If I try to run on the street, I'll be wheezing by a block or 2.
That's crazy, brother.
So I'm allergic to the outside.
Do you ever have to use an EpiPen? Have you ever?
I haven't.
Prescribed? Okay.
I know that I'm probably really, really allergic to hemp seeds.
Okay.
They kind of they look like bird seeds you put in salad for extra protein.
Right.
I couldn't breathe and I was like coughing and I kept on drinking water and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah, that's nuts, bro.
And then later on, I was like that for a minute, for like 4 hours, and I was like, I grabbed them and I had a little pinch in my hand and I went like this to my arm, and my arm welted up.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, damn. Like, I am allergic.
I'm going to try that real quick.
Yep, it works.
Hey, check out this dick.
Check out this penis.
Hold on, you got any hemp seeds?
It's welted up.
I don't need Viagra. I got hemp seeds, baby.
It plumps when you cook it.
And then we played on grass, right?
Yeah.
I can play way better in Amarillo or whatever because we were playing on turf.
Yeah,
And I didn't even realize it, but like I would always wheeze in calisthenics when we were doing our little jumping jacks and our sit-up stuff, because that grass would get into me and I would start wheezing, and I always felt like I was out of shape all the time.
I remember that our sophomore year, because you and I don't know if Big A, Ariel Ramirez, rest in peace, man. Y'all had a chance y'all sophomore year. Y'all on varsity, but y'all were practicing. In one practice, I remember Coach Garcia put y'all on varsity for some drills.
Yeah.
And y'all were having like a reaction to it. Of course, me, you remember, I'd always be like, it's hot. I'd go crazy, dude. I'd fucking want to tear off everything. And y'all were having, I don't know if you remember that. It was an episode, but a practice, and they had to pull y'all, both of y'all to the side. And I was big. Ariel was my best friend growing up, so after practice I went home with him, and he said that I remember that, dude. It's crazy that you brought that up, because he was down on himself. He's like, dude, I could have been starting on varsity. I was like, dude, you almost had a heart attack out there, because y'all are both heaving. But yeah, we practice on that dirt, just straight dirt and grass. Yeah. I didn't know that.
It was
bro.
that dry ass grass, and I didn't realize it until after. Like, I was doing a 5K diabetes walk or whatever at McKenzie Park, and I was all, and I was like, what the hell?
Do I got diabetes?
Dude, I can't breathe. And I was like, man, I'm walking, I'm not even running this.
That's how I sound.
And I'm like, I'm not that out of shape. Like, I'm young, and maybe I'm not as good as shape as I was.
But it triggered
but
something.
I was like, I couldn't breathe, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I realized, and then I told my mom, because I kind of thought that I had asthma. My mom was like, you don't have asthma. And like, even as a little kid, like, I always had an inhaler because I was like, I have asthma, and they're like, you went to the doctor, he says you don't have asthma because you have allergies, you don't have asthma.
My daughter's that way. She's borderline. Like, they've prescribed her an inhaler, but she's not considered asthmatic. But she when she gets sick, she wheezes a lot. But when she was little, she got pneumonia a couple times, so we'd have to take her to the hospital. So it could be something from childbirth. But
we are in the asshole of fucking allergies, bro.
I hate West
we have
Coast,
fucking cotton and the fucking Pico, the seed mill, and then the fucking dust and dirt everywhere. Like, it's a motherfucker where we live, man. And then the wind blows every day, nonstop.
Everywhere, It's nuts, brother. And I see it with my kids; they get it real bad. So, and it's nuts, bro. It's nuts.
Y'all guys want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's take a break. And we're back.
Hola! Just waking up in the morning, got a fake guy.
Sorry, I was coughing the first part of it. I'm a newbie.
It's all right, man. You've got plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah.
He's not very good with the juju's. 126 proof. 22.
I hope that was good advertising. Somebody's going to be like, is it going to make me cough like that shit? If you don't know that it's coming, you do it.
So we talked about you not being afraid of dying.
Yes, sir.
Is it normal to think about how your funeral is going to go?
Bro, I don't know. In junior high, did you ever think like, man, would JP show up to my funeral?
Yeah.
Would Mr. So-and-so show
Who's
up?
gonna be there?
Who's gonna be there?
Who's gonna be crying?
Yeah. Would JP wear his Jabos pants to my funeral? But as I got older,
the Jinkos.
the Jinkos. Would Sugar Bear show me his bare chest at my funeral?
Will someone pour out a 40 at my funeral?
Dude, remember that shit? I tipped my phone
To my homie.
bro.
So yeah, it's normal.
I did, bro. Like even as an adult, like I guess it ties into like, did I do enough? You know,
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I would like some people to be there, but then you know, make sure if you're there, make sure my ex-wife don't show up. Goddammit.
She's gonna
But
be there.
yeah, now I'm like, now it's kind of like, you know, I'm learning from y'all guys like that. The ones that matter, the small circle, the intimate circles that, you know, will be there through thick and thin. Like when you're down on your luck, you know, somebody will be there. So at my funeral, I'd want the ones that mattered there. But do I care if like everybody and their mama showed up? Not really.
No,
nah. The ones that matter, because my kids will know. You know, because I passed that on to them. Like this one, because even when we didn't talk for years, my kids knew who you were.
Yeah.
And like that night they met you, they're like, "Daddy's everything you talked about." I was like, "That's you don't have no idea, kid." But yeah, I would love people to be there, but I also don't want people to like go. While I'm here, love me while I'm here. You know, when I don't wait till I'm gone to feel sorry.
Oh yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So like, if you're only there to like be there for the comida, like I have family. Somebody dies. What time is the dinner? That motherfucker just had a celebration.
Are y'all gonna have mole?
They said that they brought beans.
It's Josie's catering it.
For the longest time, the only time I ever had mole was when someone died.
Yeah.
It was at the funeral.
And they would always get more cinnamon. I was like, what the fuck is
Hey, when my dad passed away, obviously people were coming over to the house, and then somebody brought some beans, and my mom opened it up and looked at it, and she put it off to the side. As soon as that person that brought it, she threw it away. She goes, "Ah, bien feo, man."
I'll make my own fucking beans.
Ay, Chihuahua, pues yo pensaba que gente va a traer comida buena.
She starts making her own beans. I do my own shit.
I saw those beans too. I was like, I'm not eating that shit. I don't care how sad I am.
When people pass away and you would take food to their house and shit like that, I tripped out because when my dad passed away, people were bringing like toilet paper.
No shit.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then come to find out, everyone's got to take a shit at your house. So
That's smart thinking.
I'm like,
That's smart.
Oh, we got toilet
That's
paper.
better. I didn't think about
I was
that.
like, hey, we ran out of. Oh no, Tia brought that from Sam's, a family pack.
It's all the angel salt.
Yeah, man.
You're all-
So now when people pass, I take toilet paper. Like, for real.
That's bad. I never thought. When my dad died, people were asking me to pay his debts off, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Hell nah.
Hey, your dad owed me 25 for.
Them debts are dead with you.
His ex-baby mamas are.
We went half on a carburetor. Your dad owes me $25 still, man.
All his baby mamas are. You gonna pay his child support? No.
No, that's it. It's done.
My oh, dude, it's kind of shitty, but you know, I'll say it. So when I got my first, you know, fancy car, my dad co-signed for me, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you always heard that, like, when someone passes, like, they'll just take the note, you know, like they wipe off the debt or whatever. So I was like, I wonder if I'll get away with that. So I fucking call, I think it was Ally Bank. I call Ally Bank and I was like, hey, the guy that's on the note, he passed. And they were like, all right, cool. Where's the car at so we can go pick it up? I was like, hey, bitch.
Never mind.
You don't give a fuck about my dad.
You ain't picking up shit.
Fucking JP.
Stupid bitch.
Yo, they lied to my ass.
My dad just died, ho.
Fuck. I guess I'll pay his shit.
You're going to pick up his car, fucker?
Yo, so how much did he owe? Oh shit! Yeah, man. When my dad died, it was a sad event, obviously. And at the time, you know, his younger kids had came back into his life. My dad has 12 kids.
Yeah,
and it was tough. And I was at the person who had to make the decision, take him off life support, and it was tough, man. It was real fucking tough. And I think I told you on the first episode, my cousin Gibo, he had a baby arm, and he was born with that. Never got social. He never accepted it. He said he wasn't handicapped, you know. But we're at UMC. They take me into a room, and they're like, "Listen, your dad's there's nothing we can do. You know, he's already an amputee. He was already losing it. They had to pretty much castrate him.
Yeah.
And I think I told you, I was like, anybody knows my dad, he loved pussy. Man, pardon my French, but he loved, he had 12 kids, and I was like, man, my dad will kill me if he wakes up out of this and like, motherfucker, they took my balls. So, I'm sitting there making that decision, and it was up to me. My uncles were like, well, take care of him and do this. I was like, man, y'all don't take care of him while he's alive. So I'm leaving, I make the decision, like, listen, my brothers, they weren't involved at the time. So I was like, listen, Doc, he's like, listen, it's best, So I was like, okay, it is what it is. So I'm leaving, made the decision, and walking down that long hallway at UMC off the whatever end, and my cousin Ruben, anybody that knew him, this dude he didn't give a shit, bro. He'd call you a faggot, a bitch, a puto, joto. Hey, bitch, you gotta
out of love,
bro. So I'm walking down, and it's emotional, and these people are, they can tell. Doctors walking by, and I hear, hey, you fucking faggot, and I'm like, God. He was like, hey, slow down, cousin. And he's like, hey, bitch, hold on. And people are like, excuse me, sir. And he's like, hey, bitch, you got a joint? I was like, man, not right now, cuz. He's like, fuck that. And he goes, I was like, man, my dad's dying. He goes, I know. He goes, that's my Theo. He was like, that motherfucker's bad at blah, blah. He goes, you can either bitch about it or you could be a man about it. He goes, and the uncle I know didn't raise no bitch. Bro, my balls dropped there at UMC. Yeah. And
so we're smoking a joint in the parking lot.
Bro, you had to be there. I light up a blunt in the damn parking lot.
God dang.
And back then, bro, I would leave probation office. I was on probation for a little bit, todo pendejo, and I'd leave and I'd light up a blunt and go home. I was cool. Todo pendejo. Yeah, I was stupid. But yeah, we're smoking a blunt in UMC, and I'm crying, bro. I'm like, dude, my dad's gone. And I bring up that because my cousin Gibo was for the streets, man. He had an addiction issue, and he died at an early age, but in that moment, man, he taught me wisdom from the streets.
Yeah.
He wasn't very educated, handicap and stuff like that, and he sold coke. He's the one I told you he sold coke to the Tech football players and shit. But he told me in that moment, he's like, you can sit and bitch about it. He goes, and he showed me his arm. He goes, you can bitch and complain all you want, or you could be a man about it and figure it out. So I've gone through some struggles recently, man, and I wanted to be a bitch, and you've texted me just these little words of encouragement without even realizing it, or you and your wife telling me, man, put your music out and stuff. Bro, it's a beautiful, it's badass, man. So I just had to bring a shout out to Gibo, man. He's an amazing dude.
Dude, you always gotta, if you want something, you gotta go get it. Always. They ain't gonna give it to you.
Appreciate
Look
brother.
at a crackhead, bro.
Yeah. Bro,
they
right?
always go get it.
Hey, them motherfuckers are determined for real. Bro.
They go on journeys every
Always go
fucking
get
day,
it.
dude.
Words of wisdom from the JP Lopez show.
Like these fools are trying to figure out a way to get their next hit.
Yeah.
And they will do anything to go get it.
So
Dude,
imagine
the
if we
fucking
could.
work ethic
So imagine if we could turn that into a positive, right?
Yeah.
In football or sports or life in general, being a better husband, better brother, and that's what I try to do. That grind. So today, I was telling JP before the show, man, my truck broke down. My ex-wife, I'm helping her out using one of my vehicles. Me and my mother, and that car's messing up. So many things are going. And I want to revert to the old ways of just bitching and complaining. But then I remembered my balls dropped a long time ago. You gotta man up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you're not gay, but $20 is $20.
Hey, it's inflation. 50's 50, guys. 50's 50. My daughter's a big, I always say she's a big lesbian. Shout out to the lesbians out there. She tells me that. She goes, Dad, I don't like dick, but 50's 50. I was like, Mika, you make me so proud. I love you. I appreciate you surrounding yourself with, and you ain't got to be with each other every day, but y'all inspire me to be better, bro. And that's a good thing. Y'all, not that y'all think y'all better than me. Y'all inspire me to be better. So
yeah, you gotta keep on striving. What I like about the circle we have got ourselves into, and my brothers in there, and of course JP. We got some additions. We got Martinez in there.
Yeah, that's badass, bro.
And
I love that.
Whoever does great doing something, we're like, oh hell yes! It's like we did it.
You motivate.
Yeah, it's like we won.
Yeah, we were like, oh shit, we did that.
Now I have a question. To experience that fellowship, like you're proud of your brother. Did you ever have to experience homeboys or family looking down on you?
Hey, dude, it's all the time,
right?
They want what you got, or think that they're better because they ain't got what they got.
And that's what, like I told JP to his followers. I kind of wrote, I'm writing some lyrics down, and him and his wife has inspired me a lot. Shout out to Melissa as well. You, bro, y'all circle of friends, and me and JP are brothers too, but y'all circle of friends inspired me to like write some stuff down to we all have abilities, right? Our artistic abilities, whether it's painting, drawing. you've inspired me, brother. Y'all's friendship though, like that loyalty, that's my dude. I'm a root from a distance. You and Eric Martinez, we grew up together in school. Like you said, I didn't know him very well.
Yeah, neither did I.
And the friendship, I cut his yard sometimes, his mom's, but he always talks about you on this high regard. And I'm always telling him our old stories, but to see how y'all have like, man, it's not even in an envious, jealous way. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of what I've come from, the heartbreaks. I've been fucked over by friends. Mm-hmm. To see y'all have each other's back, I'm like, okay, I'm capable of that too. Mm-hmm. To even be like on your show or your show, being with y'all and stuff, it's badass. So there is motivation. So you could be in your 40s, and I hope somebody's out there listening to it. You could be in your 40s and grow from shit, man.
I'm still growing.
It's great that you said that because I was just thinking about that a few days ago. I went to San Juan's house, and he told me, his victory that it's a small victory to him. He told me some victory shit, and I legit was happy for him. Number one, because this dude's been working a grown man job since like 7th grade. So I would love to see him win. But number two, like when people were like, oh, we won. What did you do?
Yeah.
What do you mean we?
That's fucked up.
And I'm like, hold on, motherfucker. Like when someone pays all this money to be courtside seats for the Lakers and the Lakers win the championship at that game, you say we won.
Yes. We're a part of it.
Because you're the biggest supporter, the biggest fan. Mm-hmm. You paid all that money to go see them. Mm-hmm. We won. Yes. That's how I feel with all my friends, bro. Oh, yeah. Like, they win, we won. And like, what the fuck did you do? I'm their biggest fan. Fuck you.
That's what I admire about you.
I gave some motivation. Yeah. Like, I never told him he couldn't.
What's the old saying? If you're the best person in the room, you might want to find a different room. You want to have people that challenge you to be better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and I still, I struggle with anxiety. Like I have this, people that know me growing up, I was just talkative, and I struggle with the self-worth sometimes. So seeing a family like y'all have, and I know I'm part of your family, but to see y'all's family, see how y'all got each other's back, and you encourage your wife, you encourage your wife, y'all help each other out, you help each other out. Man, when you've seen both sides of it, whether you've been screwed over by some partners or family members, when you find a group of people that, man, it motivates. So you can I pray somebody out there is listening, because you can either let it make you bitter or better. And I strive on that. So y'all make me want to be better. So that's badass, brother.
Fuck out.
Always be better. Well, I got better because of you. I sucked at wrestling. Now, I didn't win. No, let me rephrase. I always won, or won a lot of the times, but it wasn't pretty. And for my senior year, I was like, I need to learn how to do some stuff. So I look very athletic out there. So now I'm training with you. You're already years out of high school. Yeah. You trained with me at Cavazos. We did our thing every, I don't know how many times I showed up. Yeah. But you taught me that, all right, first off, I know, all right, I'm huge, but I'm an actual real athlete.
Yeah, bro, you were badass.
And like, why don't you just wrestle like a smaller guy?
Yeah, remember that?
And I was like, all right. So then you were like in the middle of being small and being big, so you knew how to wrestle like a small person, and you grew up wrestling.
I seen the potential in you from day one. Your brother, man, shout out to D, bro. Yeah. That's my dude, bro.
And so I taught myself how to do certain things. I had the strong, only a strong motherfucker can do this move. Yeah. And then I also had, oh shit, I can't believe this big motherfucker just did this move. Yeah. And that's how I got better about doing stuff. And another thing about wrestling was not my favorite thing to do.
Come on.
I hated practice. Like, there was nothing fun. There was nothing fun about wrestling. And wrestling is actually depressing to me. It's very depressing. You have to be so disciplined that you feel like you're missing out on life.
Yeah, sacrifice, right?
Yes. You're sacrificing life. You're sacrificing your mind.
Your happiness.
Your happiness. You're sacrificing your body.
Especially when you're a teenage kid, that fucks with your brain.
Yeah. And I hate it. But the only reason why I did it, well, first off, like, Domingo was going to whoop my ass if I did it. Second, I liked winning. And if you win three football games, but I can win 20 times in wrestling, and I know that I whooped your ass, that's what I liked.
That's what I love seeing about you, bro, when you wrestled, because you know, everybody knew Sugar Bear, you're the big dude that the girls hollered at, you know. And I was a big dude, but not too many girls hollered at me. Still happens, but
Hey, they were flocking.
you did, bro. For real. At parties, I was like, I'm gonna hang around that pretty boy, motherfucker. Like, no, when we play basketball and like, you know, there's potential. You see it in certain people, and I've been blessed to have brothers, man. Although they drove me to the ends of the earth. Made me want to jump off. They're also the ones that showed me that, you know, there's people out there that need someone like you. So I remember sometimes the younger, like Gabriel Nava and them would call me coach, and I felt like, I'm y'all's age, nigga. But that respect thing, like when you wrestled, man, like I remember when Baylor was looking at you. Shout out, bro. Like I'm, you know, not to blow smoke up your ass, but I remember those things and talking about how you were proud. I was always proud of y'all. Like I would love for you and Big A to have gone to East, was it UTEP? Remember UTEP was?
Yeah.
So when all these schools were looking at y'all, like there's going to be that natural homeboys are going to be like, man, fuck that dude, or that dude ain't worth it. But dude, if you, the way I look at it, it's like with that Leah Chavez. If you make it, some of us make it, right?
Yeah.
So with your podcast, you're doing your thing. Some of us that grew up with you are like, that's my boy right there. So when you wrestled in football, bro, like out of most of us, you had most potential. You know, you really did.
Yeah.
I wish you had more coaching. Man, Coach Garcia was a good dude. But like, man, if I was a coach and I had something like that size and shit, I would have been riding your coattails to the ends of the earth, bro.
But you know, Coach Garcia didn't do our senior year.
Okay.
And it was Coach Sanders, and I like Coach Sanders.
Yeah.
But he was not a wrestling coach.
Yeah, he was.
He was there to make sure that we got our shit like situated. Like we got you here, you wait in. And
do your thing
and go wrestle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to teach you how to wrestle. I didn't even show up to wrestling practice the entire season. Not one time.
God damn.
But check game. I had an open starting at lunch.
Okay.
And wrestling practice don't start till 5.
Yeah, after school, so
Right?
5:30
after
you're
off-season.
asleep by then,
Bro. So I showed up to Chapman. I took a nap, and then when I woke up, it was like, I don't know, 1:30. I went to go work out, and I lifted weights, and it was at a high level. I ran, and then I went to Coach Sanders, and everybody was showing up for off-season football. I said, I already worked out. I'm going home. And he was like, "You're for real?" I was like, yeah. I said, there ain't no point for me to stay for practice. I go, there's nobody like 70 pounds away from my closest like weight class. I go, so what the hell am I going to do wrestling these little people? I said, all I need to do is conditioning and stay strong. He was like, if you can win every single week,
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And I was like, and that's what I did. I just fucking trained myself. And I did zero practicing of actual wrestling.
Really?
And there was my thought was, all right, I've already learned as much as I'm going to learn at this point. What's the point of trying to learn more stuff if the stuff that I'm really, really good at, I'm really, really good at?
And especially if you didn't have like a coach that was involved, like, hey, this is what I can help you with.
Cared.
Yeah.
That
gave a
because he
shit.
didn't give a shit. He's like, yeah, just go home.
Yeah.
He's like, you done? All right, go get me a double cheeseburger.
It was like this dude. But I've also proved myself. I was already there. This was my third year on the varsity football, wrestling, powerlifting.
You were the old man by then.
I was an old man. Like they respected me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
was
I put in the work.
Beat Terry.
You know,
chainsaw.
A few months ago, I was talking to Jordan Bass. He came into town. He called me. He's like, "Hey, dude, let's go have a beer."
To Jordan, I love Jordan.
Hey, dude,
man.
Jordan's he's fun to talk to.
We used to drink at my house with him and the white guys, bro.
Yeah. Ty Tipton.
Yeah.
Ty Tipton. No, I haven't thought about Ty in years.
We need to
Daniel
get Jordan.
David and Daniel.
Yeah, bro.
We need to get Jordan on the podcast. Man.
Yeah.
And he's doing his music up there in Colorado, ain't he?
Yeah.
I think he's actually moving to Austin now.
Oh, he's moving back?
He's moving
You know,
back.
when I think back on those days, man, we're Hispanic, right? We're Mexican, and I wasn't into SPM, so I wasn't like this big time Mexican.
No.
But as I got older, like, man, we had all sorts of buddies, bro. White.
Yeah,
black. They were into that Pat Green Texas country.
the Texas
and
we were real diverse.
we were.
And
It was the alcohol that allowed it, bro.
I was doing the both. I've always lived in several different worlds simultaneously.
Well, that's kind of what drew me to JP's. JP would, man, holy shit. I remember they had that. Do you remember that buddy that they had that committed suicide?
his name was Jordan. Also,
Jordan, he was a good kid. Man, they would come to and that's what I'm saying. I was like a coach. Me and JP, they looked up to us because we're fucking drunks, bro. Like, let's be real. We were the only big dudes doing keg stands. Who the fuck was doing keg stands 250 pounds? But those guys would come around, dude, and they would pour their hearts out. So me and JP would be like 3 o'clock in the morning at my mom's backyard, a fire going. And JP's like, bro, I better go home. Got to go work in the morning. I'm like, dude, it's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. But, you know, why are you still here? He was waiting for me to take him to IHOP. But no, shout out to Jordan, bro. That's badass, man.
We need to get him on.
That's cool shit, bro.
Before we leave, I wanted to ask you both. So we live in a fucked up time, you know, like we've got, you know, kind of mass shootings is kind of the normal. Do you walk into a public area and automatically consider where's the exit? What's my escape route? What?
I generally sit looking at the door. Everywhere, if you notice, if we go somewhere, I'm sitting looking at the door.
For that reason.
For that reason, also I don't like to be like caught off guard.
Back against the wall.
And even like if it doesn't even have to be anything about a shooting. Like if somebody that don't like me want to punch me in the face.
Come on, yeah.
And I'm looking because if I'm looking at you, I have a chance.
Yes, sir.
And so I always strategically put myself where I'm looking at the front door coming in.
Yeah.
All the time.
Do you do that too?
Yeah, with my daughters don't understand it. I'm like, well, let me see. I want to watch my truck in the entrance.
Yes.
And they don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, it goes back to Sopranos and shit. You want to make sure you're not going to get caught off guard. But also, too, you know, the Care Bear in me, if I see someone choking, I want to jump to action. So I try to keep my eye on the door. It's my back against the wall if possible.
Yeah, it's hard for me to go to, because, you know, I still love the movies. We still go to the movies.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to go into a movie and not think about my escape plan. When you're picking your seats, or like, what seats do you want to sit in? That fucking instantly goes through my head. Like, all right, where do you walk in from? Where's the screen? Where's the fucking exit? Like, it just sucks, dude. It fucking sucks.
That we have to live that way. And that Colorado shooting years ago is what fucked it up for me in the theaters. Because if I'm at the top, I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because if I see somebody, one time we walked in and somebody was kind of looking for their seats up there, but the thought was like,
yeah, you're like, oh shit.
And then I'm like, if I get down, are they going to? Yeah. So it's fucked up. We live in this world. I'd love to live in a Care Bear world where everything's nice, but yeah, it's fucked up. You can't do shit no more.
You can't live in utopia.
Utopia, yeah, that's not, it's not reality, yeah.
So when we went to the Carol of Lights, I don't know if it's true or not, but Tech had said that officially that was the largest crowd, Carol of Lights, that was ever.
Yeah.
And when they let us, basically, it was over, they said, everybody go home. You know how it was just all kind of chaos. Can you imagine if a mass shooting was at that point in time? Like,
man, that's
because it was on campus in the little engineering key, and everyone's going every which way.
It's open. That's what. Close to 1,000
from every single direction.
That's scary, bro. That's scary. You know, and when you think about having kids, your wife, you think like, if you're not there to protect them, you know, so that anxiety ties into it. But it's like, you damn right. You know, I don't want negative shit. I worry about my kids at school, Monterey, the school shootings. I never care. You know, it happened in '99, the Columbine. It was on our minds, but it's so common now. The Uvalde thing, poor babies being slaughtered. I'm like, I'd literally pray every morning, like, God, just watch over my kids, please. And not just my kids, but their classmates. And seriously, anybody who's going through those fucked up thoughts, like, I know what it's like. I've had fucked up thoughts. You know, they're thoughts, but when you act on them, God, where's that person mentally? So when a person's that way, I pray for those type of people too. Because, man, on Facebook, you'll see random people that lonely. They'll post some shit, and I'm like, motherfucker, you know, remember, I won't say his name, but the one in football, he's on something, Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I remember that day he was banging his head. I went up to him and said, hey, bro, I'm going to buy you a Coke. I said, hey, you want a Coke and a Whopper? And I walked him home. But I was thinking, if he's going to shoot up somebody, I'm going to make sure I'm on his good side. It's fucked up. But for real, bro. You remember, I won't say his name because he was a good kid.
And you took him to Burger King?
I literally did, bro. I was like, because I went up to him because Coach was all, he's all, and we were laughing because he was a little off.
But he was hitting his fucking head against that cinder block wall.
And so like me, I thought, okay, I know this kid, so I went up to him and said, "Hey, you want a Coke? I have an extra Coke." He's like, "Well, I'm just, he's going crazy." So
it turns out it wasn't going crazy. He just had his fucking tipping point with fucking Henry.
Yeah,
Henry made that dude's life shit.
Henry. Yeah, he wasn't crazy. It was, but yeah. So I was I walked home with him, and I was like, it was an investment. I was like, my life's important. Hey, bro, you want a Whopper?
Hey, I'll buy you two, bro.
And I walked in.
Get $1 for a Whopper and a quarter of cheese.
He took that Whopper, right?
Yeah, bro. And years later, we see each other. He had hickeys one time. I was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" I won't say his name. I want to, but I was like, "You getting some pussy? You're doing good." I cheered him on. But
yeah.
So this fucker is the only other Tampa Bay fan I knew.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
And he worked in the same call center that I worked at, right? And you're taking payments for your cell phone bills.
I remember that.
All the time. This motherfucker took somebody's credit card and bought Tampa Bay tickets, hotel, airfare, and then had it all shipped to his fucking house.
That's legendary.
So the investigation wasn't at all an investigation. They just figured out where the fuck he mailed all this shit
Are you
to.
that stupid son? Yes, we know him. No shit.
How'd y'all find me?
I think he's on something.
How'd y'all find me?
I was like, it was like your paper trail was just a straight line.
Yeah, I seen him years ago, and he was with some young girl. I was like, I hope that's his daughter. It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Is he a dentist?
Oh Lord.
That was a good
Seems to be a thing.
She was young, but she was of age.
Oh man.
We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Looking back, do you think that you could ever fucked one of your teachers? I think so.
Well, there's a few of them.
Oh, I want to say name.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. So when
Spanish.
No, this one right here I was in men's choir my sophomore year, and I did not pick choir.
Okay.
And there was 7 or 8 us hood motherfuckers in this class, and we're like, "You fucking sing?" They're like, "Hell no, I don't fucking sing."
You were singing Gangster League?
Yeah, I know.
There's a gangster in my bedroom. Like, shut that fucker up.
All the white girls are like, what the hell?
So
Give him the thimbles.
So what happened on this, allegedly there was no more elective classes, and they put all the hood motherfuckers in men's choir.
Okay.
And we're like, what the fuck? All right, so a couple of weeks into this motherfucker actually had us harmonizing, right?
Oh, shit.
And so
Bermuda, Jamaica.
Oh, man. I wish you had video of this shit, bro.
And so, all right, cool. We have to do recitals and bullshit or whatever. Well, we show up to class. It's probably, I don't know, somewhere in November, early November. We show up to class. Our teacher don't show up. I was like, all right. And we stayed there for like 30 minutes. He never showed up. I said, dude, we're fucking leaving. So we left. Next time we show up, we're like, we're doing 15-minute rule today. He didn't show up. We bounced out 15 minutes. Dude, we did that for like an entire month. He never showed up to class.
Shit, if he didn't show up, that's on him.
He didn't show up, right? And so finally, but we always showed up at least and stay there for a couple of minutes just in case he showed up.
Yeah.
So finally, we show up, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks later. We show up and somebody's in class and we're like, fuck.
Who the fuck's here in our class?
And so we all get in and she's sitting there and she was like, looking at us, and we're like, oh fuck, she knows that we're dipping out on class, right? And I was like, but it's not our fault, we never have a teacher. And she goes, guys, I'm so sorry, I apologize. She goes, I am the person that runs the entire music program, and I failed y'all. I failed everybody. I don't know if y'all know this, but y'all's teacher died.
Oh, shit.
We did not know that our teacher died.
Y'all have people in the back smoking.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? Apparently, they said it over the announcements, but us little hood motherfuckers,
Y'all were already gone out of class.
We ain't paying attention to shit
No
that
shit.
our teacher died. The choir teacher died. And we're like, and we kind of like looked at each other like, are we supposed to feel bad or whatever? Like,
So we get A's?
Yeah, I knew we were singing Gangster Lead for a reason. Goddammit.
and so she was like, I will be y'all's teacher for the rest of the semester. And when January comes around, you'll have a new teacher.
Okay.
And we were like, fuck, we're going to start singing again and shit. So we did. We sang or whatever. All right, semester finished. The next semester comes in. Dude, there was this 24-year-old smoking hot chick that walks in to be our teacher. And we just all looked at each other like, what the fuck?
Y'all became the Cumbia
Fucking
King.
like choir.
You're all, he's like, Cumbia Kings.
and like looking back, like I thought about this like not recently, but like a few years ago. I was like, that fucking chick took everything from every single direction. I probably asked her out every single day I showed up to class.
Fucking hot dogs from
Meanies. I was like, hey,
Wiener Schnitzel.
we should go hang out. We should do this. We should do that. And at several times, you could see like, man, I think I want to go out with him. And she's like, we can't do that. I'm the teacher.
But
right?
nowadays, you see chicks fucking their students. I'm like, where was that for me?
Well, okay, so I think that I could have fucked Miss Reams. Really? She was a science teacher in 8th grade.
Curly hair?
I don't remember her have curly hair.
I do.
Yeah? Okay, so
I
I do because I fucked her. You fucker. You stole my touchdown and my 8th grade girl.
Oh, JP's, I could never get nothing.
So, dude, she picked on me every fucking class. Yeah. So I thought she hated me. And then me and Chris were in that same fucking class together. Well, Chris went on this wood shop fucking state championship fucking field trip in Dallas for wood shop, right? So he's not there all week, and all week she's on my ass. She's like, "Oh, your best friend isn't here, and now you got nothing, no choice but to learn." All this bullshit. So I really thought she hated me. Then another time she took me outside just randomly, and she was like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I honestly don't even remember what I told her, yes or no. But I just remember she asked me if I had a girlfriend. And then afterwards, she's like, okay, well, go inside. And I thought that was fucking weird.
It's a red flag. She asked me if I ate pussy. I was like, a couple times.
Would you lick it from behind?
Yes.
She's all biting her lip. You're all.
I would.
Yes, I would.
Yes, I would.
Dude, you remember that Spanish teacher, Miss Juarez?
Oh, yeah. So hold up.
Okay,
that thought.
finish your thought.
So in 9th grade, she was only there that 1 year. So in 9th grade, she was gone. Well, what was Mr. Cáceres and that other dude that he always hung out with? Other lame-ass teacher. All the lame-ass kids liked him. Anyways, that dude comes up to me and he's like, just randomly, he's like, I talked to Sharon last night. And I was like, who the fuck is Sharon? And he was like, Miss Reams. I was like, oh. He's like, she asked me about you. And I was like,
shit.
I still thought, well, what? And then maybe about a month later, Mr. Cáceres told me the same shit. He's like, yeah, Sharon was asking about you. And I told her you're doing fine. And I was like, so then coming to like high school, it fucking hit me. I was like, I could have fucked her. even in 9th grade when they're telling me, it still didn't dawn on me. I was like, oh, fuck.
She goes, so you want to go skiing? I got lunch, ma'am. I didn't know. Yeah, for real, bro. What was that teacher, that famous one that screwed her, Mary Kay Fortono? Remember she screwed that high school, that elementary kid. He was a 6th grader and got her pregnant. She's like, what? She just recently died. It was big when we were growing up. He was like 6th grade, bro, and she brought him to his house. Give him a blowjob while his husband's in the room and shit. So she goes to prison for it. She gets out, marries him, has more kids.
Oh shit!
So she wound up dying. But bro, there was teachers that I would love to, but man, Miss White, she was beautiful. She was a young Hispanic.
Yeah, she was hot.
And my brother knew her through tech and shit like that. But she was kind of
because she was your brother's age, right?
And she would ask me to take her like stuff to her car and stuff. And if she ever hears this, I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to beep everything
and
out.
I know it's all miss. Beep, beep, beep. And she was like, she winked at me and she goes, yeah, we should hang out sometime. So I went and told junior high. I told my friends. I can't remember who I told. Probably Roy Martin. And they're like, fuck you. They didn't believe me. So I go home and rub one out. Like, she likes me. But for real, bro, the Aguilars, the oldest one, Chris Aguilar. Remember our 7th grade year. There was rumors that he was banging that white PE teacher. And then she wasn't there the next day. I was like, rumors confirmed, shit like that, bro. So that's the hood, north side. But now it's common. You see it more often. Here in town, there's been a few, New Deal, Lubbock, some women sending nudes and shit. And I'm like, bro, like.
But that's the thing, like, back then, if it happened, I don't know if I would tell everybody. That's how they're getting caught. These kids are telling everybody, like, dude, shut the fuck up.
I would have told JP, it's like, hey, dude, don't tell nobody. Yeah. I've been fun.
5 years afterwards.
Yeah, be like, hey, can I trust you something?
Hey, man, remember 5 years ago? I was fucking her.
I used to bone misses.
See, that was my problem. I would tell to me. I remember some of the shit I get into. I tell everybody, and then I get caught, and no wonder girls didn't like me. So I'd be like, I tell everybody, bro. I was off.
Yeah, man.
Good shit.
Like I said, I was in high school, one of the years in high school, and it dawned on me, and I was like, God damn, I could have fucked her.
Yeah. Fucking JP, man, you got me laid a few times in high school, bro.
I got a lot of y'all laid a lot of times.
Yeah. You're amazing, bro. I'll drink to that. For real, bro. JP would hype me up. He'd be like, hey, Thomas, do Chris Farley. I'd be drunk breaking strangers' tables. He'd be like, T, do Chris Farley. And I'd fucking break somebody's table and we'd leave. It would be a random party, bro. Yeah. JP would get me to do the most craziest shit, run into trash cans. Good times, bro. Good times.
Yeah, I like to think that I got all of y'all fuckers laid a few times.
Yes, you did. Thank you, sir.
Sometimes his truck would be a hotel.
I hope you wipe the seats down, Eric.
I wouldn't say it was me.
Oh, my bad. I threw you under the bus right there. My bad.
I said his truck was a hotel.
Oh, my bad. Yes. Next. Fucking JP.
Yeah.
He was known to have some condoms in his truck.
What are those?
Yeah, you're all wrong. Hey, JP, you got a condom? I don't use those motherfuckers.
I think every one of my good friends fucked in my truck.
That's when you know that you love your friends. Backseat or front seat.
He was always rooting for his friends.
JP's on that. I think about it. I was watching a couple of y'all.
It was like we came here together, right? And we've only been here an hour, and my boys are like, hey, man, let me see the keys to your truck. And I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I knew they weren't leaving.
I'll be here in 30 minutes.
I knew they weren't fucking leaving.
But that's when you know you're a good sidekick, bro.
I've got a story that I wish I could fucking tell right fucking now.
You're all when the camera's off.
Fuck on that note, man. You got anything you want to shout out, man?
Just shout out to y'all guys, man. Appreciate you doing your thing. And
shout out your lawn service again, bro.
Yeah, shout out to it's fathers and daughters lawn service. It's fads, no longer fags. But no,
and the phone number, bro.
806-535-4215, and you can hit us up on Facebook, Thomas Reels.
Yeah, because this weather is turning. It's time to.
I've been blessed to be
get
able
ready
to work through the stuff. So yeah, if you need your leaves done, if you need any alleys done, if you know somebody that needs their alley done, if it's your grandmother or somebody that's kind of down on their luck, holla at me, man. Maybe I can do.
Do you do tree limb removal?
I do some. Yes, sir. I do removals. Yeah, I can do that.
Because a lot of people can't throw them in the dumpster.
Exactly. And I have some equipment that I can chop it up to where I can fit it in the dumpster and I smash it down. But yeah, and if there's someone out there that's kind of like, low on their...
Again with the phone number.
806-535-4215.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
You got anyone you shout out?
I don't know if I got any shout outs, but it was nice hanging out with y'all. Thomas,
thank you, bro. I love you, bro. Seriously.
Like I always tell random stories about Thomas Rios.
Sugar Bear, you too, bro. Like you'll always be Sugar Bear to me. But hey, man, I have a respect and love for y'all, and I appreciate the friendship we've had and what we have now.
Yeah,
and y'all are badass, bro. I appreciate it. And thanks for getting me drunk.
Yeah, shout out to both of you guys. Shout out to both y'all's families, bro.
Thank you,
your
bro.
daughters, your wife.
Love y'all. Man. Love y'all.
Shout out to DJ Kipo.
Yeah.
DJ Kipo and Patriot Paint and Construction and Theater Burrito. Them two folks, man, I forever appreciative to both of them, man. Yeah. They're big sponsors of the show. The T-shirt that came out, they bought several shirts.
Oh hell yeah.
Man, I love them to death, and I'm forever appreciate them. DJ Keepo 806 on all social media. Hit him up. This guy is good at what he does. Patriot Paint and Construction, Tigre Burrito out in Wolford. I'm hearing more and more people say Tigre Burrito is the shit. So that's fucking awesome, dude.
Tuesday,
hell yeah.
There. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so shout out to all you listeners. Shout out to Melissa and my wife. I got a bunch of good feedback from them. You wouldn't think that, that you would, coming from this fuckhead slap dick podcast.
That means you're doing something, right? If you can bring the ladies in, bro, you're doing good. Yeah.
So shout out to them. Shout out to Mondo, man. His Flatland podcast.
Hell yeah.
He's on YouTube now and on Spotify.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He's, in my opinion, he's starting to get that ball rolling on some good shit. Shout out to Robert with the Success It Is What It Is podcast.
Shit, yeah.
And then all the John Eric Deep Dive with Donnie Flamingo. The Pendejos every Friday, and Drea Loves You. I hear we got 2 more podcasts coming. They're in the works, so hopefully hell yeah, man. So shout out to everybody. If I forgot you, I'm sorry, but love you to death. The shirts were already on pre-order. We've rolled that out, so I'm gonna put it on my Etsy store. So I'll have the link for the Etsy store if you want to buy the shirt.
Yeah. I can't wait, brother. Yeah,
I got my todo horneado.
I know. I paid for mine today. I was like, I can't wait. Yeah, it's badass.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I was like, I need one. I was like, he goes, you want one? I was like, hell yeah, I want one.
I have a question, bro, if you don't mind. I know I bought a couple. How about you pick out who you want? Can I throw one of mine to a listener that whoever wants to like and share your page? Maybe you pick one out. I'll buy it out of one I bought, and you hand it out to a viewer.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, let me know.
No, not your shirt.
Okay, I don't mind.
Yeah, I want you to have your shirt.
Hell yeah, I want it.
Yeah, we'll do a giveaway.
Okay.
I'll put out a post if you like and share my Instagram post.
Be looking out for that. That's badass.
Yeah, I'll keep tallies of that, and we'll do a free shirt giveaway.
Will you model it? Will you put it on?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Wipe my balls with it.
Yeah.
Some of the ladies are all
the lucky winner. Only 2 motherfuckers shared it. You and Jacob.
We're gonna fight for that bitch.
It's real musky. It's a real musky shirt.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, shout out Adrian Puga. Shout out Jacob Sines, man. Love y'all too to death, and y'all continue to share my shit. Adam Martinez too. So love you all, man. Until next time, guys. Read some books.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. This episode is brought to you by DJ Keepo. DJ Keepo handles all things like weddings, quinceañeras, anniversaries, and graduations. He's good at what he does, keeps the party going, and hit him up on IG, TikTok at DJ Keepo 806. Once again, that's DJ KEEPO 806. Oh, it's you again. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Paint and Construction. They specialize in commercial and residential. They also specialize in drywall and paint. No job is too big or too small for them. Hit them up at 806-544-7199. Oh, you're still here? This episode is brought to you by Tigre Burrito, located at 720 Highway 62 in Wolford, Texas. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They specialize in breakfast and lunch burritos. They've also got some plates. Tell them JP Lopez sent you. But breakfast burritos are pretty fucking huge, so you better bring a big appetite. They're the shit.